Hello Golden Choppers! Welcome once again to my channel. This is Sir Job and welcome to Sir Job TV. Para sa lahat po ng mga new explorers, check and newly discovered pa lang po sa aking channel, please don't forget to subscribe and click notification bell for you to be updated with my future videos. So para sa araw na ito, magdidiscuss na naman po tayo in line with the discipline Values Education. So ang pag-uusapan natin sa umagang ito ay tungkol sa the core values of human person. Good morning once again, Golden Choppers. So nabanggit ko na po sa inyo kanina na ang pag-uusapan natin sa umagang ito ay iba't ibang aspeto ng buhay na kung saan as a human person, we should have to develop these particular things as we continue living in this particular world. So, maraming mga aspeto po ang kailangan malinang, okay, ng balanse ang pagkalinang dapat ng mga aspetong ito in order for us to live to the fullest, okay, or to fulfill some of our purposes in this particular journey. So, pag-uusapan natin yan lahat ngayon sa umagang ito dito lang sa video na ito. So, yun po ang spiritual nature ng isang tao. So, ngayon naman, dumako tayo doon sa social nature ng isang tao because this is also part of the existence of human being. His social nature, living in a community, calls for a cultivation of the sense of social responsibility, aware of his unique participation in the pursuit of the welfare of the family and the common good of the larger society so that that society can in turn look after the common good and well-being of the inhabitants. Malawak po ang sinasabi niya pero kung iintindihin natin, social nature because you will interact. You are living in a community, so meaning to say, whatever things na na-introduce ng community sa'yo, and even in the larger society that you are living, you should conform. Okay? At the end of the day, pinaka-importante while having that interaction or socialization is we have to execute the concept of social responsibility. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Meaning to say, whatever things that you observe in the society, you have to respect. Okay? And of course, if you could be able to help someone, okay? Like for example, you know these things, may nagtanong, you have to give your answer for free if you can. Okay? Kung expert ka nito and kaya mo namang i-share ng walang bayad, you go. Okay? You share it. Kasi, anyway, yan ang tinatawag nating social responsibility. May nangangailangan. By just sharing mga videos, mga post, no, ng mga kababayan natin from abroad na nangangailangan ng tulong, that is what we call social responsibility at the end of the day. May tumawid na matanda, okay, sa kalye. Nahihirapan siya ngayon sa dami ng sasakyan. Tinulungan mo, tumakbo ka, tinulungan mo siya. That is a social responsibility. Okay, may sakunang naganap, may bagyo, may baha, may nangangailangan ng tulong, kailangan nila ng relief goods, nagbigay ka, nag-abot ka sa konting kaya mo, sa konting tulong na kaya mong maibigay, that is what you call social responsibility at the end of the day. Meaning to say, voluntarily, ibibigay mo, ibinigay mo sa tao, sa community, sa isang society, for example. Okay? So in support of my discussions sa ating social nature, accordingly, you have to achieve your purpose and serve the people with genuine passion to attain the quality life for everyone. So meaning to say, you are helping kung ano yung kind of job na meron ka ngayon, pagbutihin mo yan. That is actually serving with a purpose. May natulungan ka at the end of the day, gagamitin nila yun in order for them to improve their lives. Okay? So, naging parte ka ng success ng ibang tao. That is a very nice thing to do in this world. So, something like that. Okay? Be an instrument for the success of others. That is the best legacy you can give to people. Okay? Kung meron kang pera ngayon na alam mong this is an extra money and then may nangangailangan para sa katuparan ng kanyang pangarap, ipahiram mo. Okay? At the end of the day, the Lord is watching and alam niya kung papaano ibalik yun sa'yo if ever. Na hindi yun maibalik ng isang tao sa'yo, but since itinulong mo yun, nakatulong ka sa kanyang success, So, God will provide that one for you at the end of the day. So, yan po ang always nating i-imagine na it doesn't mean na may ibibigay yung tao sa atin agad-agad. But, because tumulong tayo ng kusa sa ating loob, God will also give back that one to us. So that's the thing that we have to reflect within ourselves, no, na ang pagtulong sa kapwa, ang bukal na pagtulong sa kapwa has something talaga na greater reward from the Lord. Okay, so you always have to think about that. Kapag may natulungan ka, okay, na marating din niya yung kanyang success. So that's part of what we so-called social nature. Nalinang ka before sa yung generation. Ngayon, it's time for you to develop also other people by your expertise. Like for example, what I'm doing this one right now, since because we are in the pandemic, there's no face-to-face, so at least ang mga video lesson na ginagawa ko ngayon, makatulong ito for those who can watch, okay, or who can discover this particular video. At least, yung pagiging teacher ko, even if pandemic ngayon, still functional pa rin because I'm still serving the people that supposedly ang ginagawa na ito or itong ginagawa ko ngayon is sa face-to-face ito. So since hindi natin magawa, so gawin natin dito sa virtual, at least I could still be able to spread ideas from other people. So basically something like that, okay? So right after the social nature of a man, we have also to discuss the concept of economic nature ng isang tao. So his economic nature, bound to concerns of livelihood, calls for the obligation to help achieve economic efficiency for the community. So meaning to say, pag sinabi kong economic nature, highlight natin concerns of livelihood. Kasi ang tao po, we cannot survive without income, okay, without regular income for us to also buy our basic needs. Okay, this is what the economic nature is talking about. But dito naka-emphasize na hindi lamang ito para sa sarili mo. You are working not only for yourself, not only for your family, but of course for the entire people na makaka-benefit nito. But that's the nature naman ng economic development ng isang bansa. If you uplift yourself economically, ito yung concern ha, you help also your family by that. Kasi of course, you are bringing money to your family, to yourself, okay? Your community at the same time, and the entire society. Because what I'm emphasizing here is once you graduated a degree, for example, or once you develop your skill, nakapagtrabaho ka, okay, you are now an asset of your society. Not only to your family kasi nagdadala ka ng pera sa kanila, you are giving them the basic needs, for example, and at the same time, na-enhance mo ang sarili mo because you can buy everything, but hindi mo alam, okay, unknowingly you are also helping your community, and by that you are also helping the society, okay, because walang mahirap. Okay, bumaba yung percentage ng nasa marginalized in the society or below the marginalized, okay, level in the society. Yung talagang poorest of the poor talking about, bumaba yung kanilang percentage because na-improve, okay, yung status ng mga tao sa isang lugar. So basically, that's what we are referring or we are talking or emphasizing, talking about the economic nature of a man. Okay, we have to work hard for ourselves and for our family, but at the same time, because of sharing your expertise, because of becoming an asset of your society, you are now also helping your community, as well as you are now developing the society where you are being part of. So, after the economic nature of man, pag-usapan naman natin ngayon yung physical nature ng tao. So, his physical nature, member of the nation, calls for a fostering of the sense of nationalism and patriotism, by which he identifies himself with the people and joins hands with them in the pursuit of common goals. Okay? Political nature, it's our right of suffrage to vote who are the people to be elected in certain positions, okay, na kung saan they will have to administer the country. Basically, yan ang pinaka-point talking about the political nature. But at the same time, highlight natin dito, pag sinabi kong political nature, it is our responsibility to love our country, to identify ourselves kung ano yung kinabibilangan nating grupo. I am a Filipino and I'm proud to be a Filipino wherever I go in the world. That's it, okay? That is what you call the concept of the patriotism, meaning to say, I have to use and I have to embrace all the products coming from my country. I have to support, for example, the local industries in the Philippines because I am a patriotic person. Meaning to say, I love my country and I love everything my country. Ako yun, as myself saying, okay? Pero, if I'm going to call the attention of the world, if I am going to call the entire Filipinos to unite in this particular archipelago, for example, let's unite for the success of our country at the end of the day, to boost our economy, to uplift the living conditions of the Filipino people, for example, that is what you called, or the application of the concept of nationalism, meaning to say, you are now working with a broader scope. You are now inviting all the Filipinos to also support country Philippines at the end of the day. Yan. Okay? Yan ang trabaho natin, to identify ourselves, okay, kung sino tayo at saan tayo nabibilang. And I hope that every day in your lives, you will always have to claim kung saan po kayo nabibilang. I'm not talking about Filipinos only here, but kung you are American, you should be proud of your race, okay? Whatever it is. So yan po ang pinakapunto talking about the political nature of man. So now, last but not the least na aspect ng isang tao na dapat ding ma-develop is you have to consider as a member of the world community. Okay, so this is how you are going to deal and this is how you are going to do it in your lives. As a member of the world community, he must cultivate a sense of global solidarity for the emerging concerns and problems of one country can no longer be considered in isolation with others. So basically, like for example, kung ano yung nangyari sa Afghanistan, we are sharing our concern, okay, to the people of the Afghanistan, basically. Kasi we are now cultivating the idea of global solidarity, meaning to say, we are always doing things na magkaroon ng peaceful or harmonious relationship ang mga countries to countries, okay, around the world. So dapat hindi magkaroon ng conflict si Philippines to other countries at the end of the day. Yan ang kinoculture natin ngayon as part of tinatawag nating world community. Kasi noon, nung hindi pa natin na-consider or na-recognize ang iba't ibang countries around the world, ang focus natin is ang ating country, correct? Okay, tayo ay nakatuon lamang sa ating mismong bansa. But in today's generation wherein we are aware also with the existence of other people in different parts of the globe, we also have to share our concern with them. So whatever calamities, mga tragedy na pwedeng mangyari sa kanila, we also need to share our prayers, our support, concerns, and everything else that we could be able to do. If we could give them mga relief goods in order for them to survive, then we have to do it. Okay, that's part of what we so-called world community, or as a member of world community, we have to execute global concerns, and of course, we have to develop broader perspectives within us. Okay, meaning to say, our concern will not only be limiting on the existence of the Filipinos in the Philippines, but we also have to share an extra care prayers for the entire people in this world. We cannot understand them by means of language and communication. We have the barrier geographically, but since we know that they exist, since we know that there's also living in this world, we also need to share some of our concerns to them, okay? Because we always need to recognize na tao din po sila. And gaya natin, they have the same aspect na dapat ma-develop, and they also have the same problems, okay, na kung saan kinaharap din natin. So yun siya. So the same feature, the same thing that will happen to them. So that's how we have to consider the global community in connection to the idea of shared destiny, that things, okay, that might be happening to me might also be happening to them. So what we need in the global community is we have to understand with each other. We have to share our love, kindness, and compassion, okay? Not only for the Philomen, not only for the Filipinos, but for the entire people in the world. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm sharing to you this morning is all about the physical nature, his intellectual nature, his moral nature, his spiritual nature, his social nature, his economic nature, his political nature, and of course, as a member of the world community. So, these are all things, okay? These are all essential aspects of a human being that should be developed as we continue living in this particular journey. So if you think na may kakulangan ka pa sa mga aspetong ito, find ways to develop, because we have the power, we have the capacity. We are given that certain power, okay, to develop our own selves. And now you know that these are all things to be developed or needs to be developed within the existence. So start making steps today. So that will be all for this morning. I hope you learned something from this video, and I hope that you will share this video to your friends and to anybody else that you think na kailangan ng video na ito. Asahan niyo po that Sir Job TV will continue to discuss more meaningful discussions, especially in the world of social sciences. Thank you once again for watching. Bye-bye!